Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game. Okay, so here we are on the third and final run of this playthrough. So at this point I'm a little concerned that going through this game multiple times through different storyline branches might be a little confusing because different things happening on each run. So I'm going to do a full recap here, just so we are aware of what plot is actually the situation for this run. Okay, so as a reminder, we have shipwrecked on this cursed island, which is owned by Mistress Victoria and her maid Deborah. These two are secretly shape-shifting sirens who eat people. But at this point in the story, we don't actually know that yet. So, on the first day, one of the survivors, Sarah Miller, who is also a famous singer, found a secret passage, but we ignored her and explored the island on our own instead. Along the way, we found Mark and Jake, a pair of drug dealers who lost their stuff in the shipwreck and planned on robbing Victoria blind. We also saw Sarah's manager, Jill Randleman, wandering around. We didn't follow him, but we couldn't follow him anyway because the game wouldn't let us. We eventually stumbled upon a secret garden and had a pleasant encounter with Deborah, who is the good siren. Then comes the second day. Sarah was looking for her missing manager, but we ignored her again so we could learn more about the island from Deborah. We went to the Shell Cave, and Deborah was afraid to go inside because there was a third siren in there who was not good. We comforted Deborah, that's important, and she gave us a Greek coin for good luck, and we went in alone. Inside the Shell Cave, the third siren tried to trick us into thinking that this game had a connection with the previous game, Whispers in the Woods, which it doesn't. The third siren also pretended to be a princess, and we were the prince, and that made no sense, so she didn't fool us. Anyway, we eventually got back to the mansion and learned that Sarah's manager was unfortunately found dead. Also, throughout our adventure, we also learned the history of this island. That it used to be a slave trading post, and the owner, Rockland, used the slaves to mine for gold until an accident released a curse that slowly killed everyone on the island. Apparently, the drug dealers that we were talking about a bit ago don't believe in the curse and simply want the gold that we were just talking about. Now, here we are on the third day. 3 more people have gone missing. Amy Smith and her daughter Lucy, and Alice Vera, who accidentally killed her awful father years ago. Now, we already know that if I go looking for Alice, all 3 of them die. But the question is, can I save Lucy? That is what I want to find out. So, I have finally joined Sarah, this time to go look for Lucy. Now, I already attempted to rescue Lucy during my first run, so I could reasonably skip to the point where we already rescued her. However, in my first run, I went to the Shell Cave with Sarah, not Deborah, and this resulted in a different encounter with the third siren. Rather than pretend to be a princess, the third siren pretended to be Victoria's daughter. And then when we came here, the third siren pretended to help us find Lucy. I assume so that the third siren could eat Lucy instead of Victoria. So I'm wondering if this will play out different now that we're on a timeline where the third siren pretended to be a princess. So, let's go ahead and find out. Oh, also there's this ghost who has been kind of leading us around. Yeah, this ghost. The ghost of a slave who used to live on this island. This ghost is actually, secretly, the goddess Hera, who was previously involved with sealing the Sirens on this island. But we don't know that yet either. So we're trying to find Lucy, and we got the hint to go to the doctor's office. We are the only one that can see the ghost. Don't trust your eyes. Very important. That is key to ensuring that Lucy does not die. Thankfully, this time I actually know which house it is that belongs to the doctor. It was the very last house that I wound up checking. So this time, it's the first one. Is there something wrong, Lex? You seem in a daze. It is nothing. Let's search the room. So far, this is the same. Lex, I have found a trapdoor, but it is locked. Do you think... Huh, I didn't notice that banging sound the first time. Help me! Someone help me! Lucy, are you there? Lucy dear, how did you get in there? I was following Marco. He came down here and the door locked behind me. Please get me out. Is Marco Lucy? My doggy! He is somewhere in the cave. As a reminder, the doggy is dead. So this is likely a siren in disguise. I am slightly jealous that the sirens are able to turn themselves into dogs. Lucy, you hang on, we will get you out of there. Siren, you stay here, and I will try to find something to open that lock. I better check in the village for anything to get that door open. Alright, so this was the point where the siren, disguised as Victoria's daughter, tried to help us. So what's going to happen here? The key is thrown in the ground in front of me. Well, it's still the siren, just in the princess disguise this time. And also laughing maliciously. It's her! On the key is the word tavern. Well, I still have to go to the tavern there. I'm definitely going to save. Considering she is pretending to be an evil princess. Well, no, not pretending to be evil. We just know she's evil because her fakery is obviously fake. My prince is back. Who are you? Mary, princess of this island, and I wish for you to be my prince. Yeah, this is so not believable. I don't know what you want, but I am here to save a girl. Do you know where the key to the trapdoor in the doctor's building is? Or building? I can give you that key if you promise to play with me. Play with you? Is that supposed to be Lex saying that? I feel like that's supposed to be Lex saying that. Yes. First, I want you to kiss me. Heck no. Hopefully I don't have to kiss her. And then again, if it turns out I do, I saved. Heck no. I am here to save Lucy. Give me the key now. You got quite a fighting spirit. I like a challenge. Sarah! Here's your key. Next time I will make you mine. Well, good. We got the key. I assume that if we had kissed her, we would have been saved by something again. We ain't got no time for being rescued ourselves, though. We got a little girl to rescue. I got the key. Let's hurry. Lucy? She isn't here. Where could she be? I don't know. Let's see if she is behind that door. So I might wind up doing some skipping around at YouTube, depending on how much of this is the same. Well, at the very least, the puzzles are going to be the same, so I can... Whoops, I accidentally put it back. Didn't know you could do that. Well, for YouTube, I'll probably skip past the puzzles. Oh ha! Upon the floor laid a large pile of bones, human bones to be precise. It was as if they were thrown out here to be forgotten. Could these be bones of the slaves the doctor experimented on? We don't actually know about that. We skipped that lore. I am sure Lucy is okay. Let's keep moving. That part's the same. This must be the colony schoolhouse. Why is it so cold in here? I assume this cutscene is going to be the same as well. So, the doctor's son is really sick, and he's been experimenting on slaves to find a cure for his son, and the lady is the son's teacher. Abel, I have heard from the market vendor that they have stopped giving you slaves. Why should Mr. Rockland care about those filthy savages? Oh yeah, I also hate the teacher. Ever since this strange fog covered the island, the slaves have begun to disappear. Mr. Rockland doesn't want anyone to know, but some of the slaves have been found dead. Someone has been killing them? Something, I would say. Their hearts were ripped from their bodies. I believe it to be some kind of animal that has been driven from the remote part of the island by the fog. I can't let some animal stop me from saving my son. What will you do? I must find a place to do my tests away from the alleys of Rockland's men. There might be a place. There is no mine tunnel that runs under this school out to a small cove. It was long ago abandoned. But what about the live subjects I need? I might know a way. There are many sailors who visit the tavern. If there are some of them to the cove, no one will ever miss them. We could just say they got scared of the rumors on the island, or it would be a better place without those drunken filth. Yep, that cutscene was the same. I have my doubts that any of the cutscenes down here are going to be any different, since it's just us and Sarah throughout. And also Lucy. Should we even trust her? She could be what is causing the deaths on this island. Don't know, but for some reason I feel she is trying to help me. Let's be cautious down there. Yeah, there'll be a lot of editing. Help me! Oh my god, Lucy! Look, she is behind those bars. Sob, I'm scared. Sob, please help me. Be brave for me, Lucy. We will get you out of here. Holds Lucy's hands through the bars. How did you get down all the way here, Lucy? Scary woman chased me down here. I'm pretty sure that is Victoria. She is a monster. I ran and hid. Woman, you did a good thing. We will open this door and get you back to your mom. Stay right there and don't move. Sob, okay, sob. Okay, there was a puzzle here. What was the puzzle? Oh wait, I remember. it will rise. Lucy! Look, a secret passage opened up. There's a key inside. Let's hurry. Lucy is in trouble. Alright, there was a secret path out here. Not much to it. Just a small section of the island. I am definitely going to take the time after we're done to go into the editor and check out these maps. Because I feel like they're going to be pretty interesting. Wireland says it's still cool to have a dungeon with an outdoor section. You know, I hadn't even noticed that. You're right, this is still part of the doctor's lab. Lucy, I am so glad you are safe. Who was the woman who chased you? I don't know, Sav. She chased me down here. You're safe now, Lucy. Let's go back. But not before another vision from the ghost. I'm so glad you have come. No more will you need to lure men here. I have done it. I have done it. I have created a cure for my son. Does this news not make you happy? Why would I care about a boy? At this point, I started to hate the teacher even more, but now it occurs to me that at this point in the flashback, the teacher had been caught by the Sirens, and this is a Siren in disguise. What has gotten into you? You have always taken care of my son. I am so hungry, maybe you will taste better than those slaves. I kind of want to make a joke about black meat. Dark meat? Dark meat. Beware of the sisters. This part I also wasn't sure what was being talked about. Because were we talking about Sarah and her best friend... looking up the name Rose? No, that is not the case. Because they're actually best friends. No, they're talking about the Sirens. Let's get back to the manor. Lex, you are safe. I am so glad. Lucy is safe. Any word on Lucy's mother or Alice? They were taken by the evil in the fog. What do you mean? I discovered the bodies of the young woman and that girl's mother. Mother, no! Lucy. So the little one survived. I am glad to see that. The mistress's tone of voice was unemotional. I suggest that everyone head to their rooms until dinner. Deborah, visit my room before you start dinner. Deborah follows her mistress, avoiding eye contact with me. And there's Sarah's best friend. Lex, we have to get off this island. We are not safe in this manor. I agree, but how? What about the lifeboats we arrived on? We don't know how far the nearest island is. We have to try. I'm not sure we can even trust Deborah or her mistress. It is getting dark now. I suggest we all sleep in my room and leave in the morning. Okay, so if we went with Deborah to look for Alice, that scene would have played out differently, where Deborah would have been included in the plan of escape. I gathered everyone I could find from our group to spend the night in my room. Have you found those two guys? I searched the entire manor and there's no sign of them. Do you think they were lured out of the manor like the others? Yes, by greed. I don't know, but we can't go out and find them. Let's try to get some sleep. Lex, what is it, Sarah? Can you hear it? Someone is singing outside. Outside, I once again see Deborah out alone under the night sky. I can't see her face clearly, but I know it is her from her voice. Such a sad song. Yes, but her voice is so lovely. I have never heard such beautiful singing. She is much better than I am. We listened to her voice until we fell asleep. This scene plays out the same regardless of previous situations. Lex, wake up. Sarah, we must hurry. I'll get Lucy up and ready. Once again, Deborah is not included on this run. We snuck out of the manor in the early morning light. Our senses were heightened by each and every noise we heard. It should be on the other side of the tunnel. Our lifeboats should be tied to the old dock. Except we're gonna get there and they are gone. Some of this I will definitely keep for the YouTube video, simply because it's different from our Deborah run. I can see the dock. Our boats should be tied at the end of the dock. Hey, guess what? No, they lifeboats. Floating in the water were the broken pieces of the lifeboats. It would have been nice if there were some sort of broken wood in the water. I kind of feel like there's something that you could have used for broken wood. Whatever did this didn't want us to leave. But what are we going to do now? First, let's get out of this fog. We passed an old shack by the dock. We stepped into what appeared to be an old dock station. There were many faded ship ledgers about. And I think this part is the same regardless as well. Because I had Lucy on my first run during this part, and it was the same as without Lucy. I think we should go over what has happened to us since we arrived on this island. Maybe we can discover what we should do next. I believe it was Lucy's mother who first spotted the island when we were in the lifeboats. Yes, when we got to the dock, it was Deborah and her mistress who greeted us. They were both there? Yes, but I got the feeling that someone else was there, but I couldn't be certain. The island has been covered in fog ever since we have been here. That has me confused. When I landed on the island, it was sunny and clear. What could that mean? I am not sure, but ever since we came together, something has been killing those in our group one by one. What do we know about this island? It was a slave colony. From what I can tell, it was run by a man named Rockland. He used the slaves to mine gold for him throughout the island. One day there was an accident in the mines. From then on, people on this island started to disappear. Whatever it is on the island, it can take on any form and make us see things from our past. But what about Deborah and her mistress? How could they have survived on this island, and why stay? That is a good question. We only know what they have told us, which is very little. Maybe they are lying about being the only people on the island? Can we even trust them? Deep down, I believe we can trust Deborah, but she is keeping the truth from us. What about the ghost you keep seeing? Yes, she seems to be guiding me throughout this island. I think she is trying to show me the truth behind the mysterious events on this island. There's something else. Shh, I think I hear something outside. And because we spent time with Deborah, we got the Siren still disguised as the princess. I'm shocked to see the girl from the cave dragging Deborah by the arm. Deborah seems to be in a lot of pain. Where is he? I won't let her have him. I don't know. She slaps Deborah across the face. He is mine alone. You will tell me where he is now. I'm sorry, sister. I don't know. Sister, as I glance back, they are gone. There's another person on the island. Yes, I have seen her before. I think... And this part's also going to be the same. Back. My foot breaks apart a wooden plank on the floor. As I lift my foot out, I notice a couple of old pieces of paper underneath. Day 5, translated writing on the base of the fountain near the colony. It speaks of a small temple dedicated to Hera. From what I have gathered, they built it in the swampy marshlands on the other side of the docks, but my excitement has been replaced with fear. Like the other colonists, I have started to see things in the fog. I must hurry. I think the answer might lie in the swamp. Okay, now here comes a part of this that I'm going to make sure plays out differently. So we're heading towards the swamp. Hopefully without getting trapped on the ground. The pedestal that the building stands on. And then we come to this part. Once again, having a vision much like the previous game, Whispers in the Woods. We were here during that. But once again, nobody is pointing out how different this is, or anything. The first run, Sarah was like, this is like straight out of your book you wrote about your adventure in Whispers in the Woods. But this time, not saying anything. So, something about spending time with Deborah prevents that dialogue from happening. Also, wow, this is a lot of slowdown. What is causing this? This is definitely a map we're going to have to go into. And there's a siren pretending to be a little girl from the previous game. Who's going to feed the hunger? Who's going to feed the young? Who's going to praise the wolf? Who's going to praise the vulture? Hunger is hanging over my head. Shall we all die? This is crazy. It is like your story is coming alive. I thought we could only see things in our past. That is true. Okay, maybe it was some other sort of dialogue in that valley, but there was definitely dialogue in that valley on my first run. Should we follow the girl? No! Following the girl is a trick from that princess siren who, well, she is in disguise and winds up eating little girl Lucy as a result. This time I am not being fooled. This time we are moving on with Lucy still alive. I do kind of wonder why Lucy is not a part of these cutscenes here, by the way. I am pretty certain that Lucy is, in fact, a lie, considering it said that we left with Lucy when we left with the mansion. Anyway, now that we have successfully saved Lucy, I hope, we have one more person to hopefully rescue on this adventure. And that person is the good siren, Deborah. I'll explain more about that after this break.